When it comes to the journey of wealth creation and financial independence, education is very key. And I would like to start a series on sharing with you some of the books that have helped me along this journey. And the first book we are going to review is The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a very small book with 120 pages, but it contains timely lessons that were applied then, before Christ was born, and are still applicable today, in our lives. And allow me give context.
In what context?
Babylon was the richest city in the world, and the king felt it wise that the richest man in that season, who was a Babylonian, would pass on his lessons about wealth and how he accumulated his wealth to the rest of the Babylonians.
Oh, okay. I see.
So we are going to discuss 5 lessons that were highlighted in this book and how I've been able to utilize those lessons in the past 3 years on my journey to wealth creation. And lesson number 1 is start saving and investing early. You can never downplay the power of time in wealth creation. So personally, I started working at a very young age, and I thank God that my employer, was very compliant when it came to retirement regulations. Of course, we contribute to an NSSF, we contribute to a retirement fund. Those were things I was doing because I was obligated to do them. But because my employer complied to the retirement regulations in my country, I can say that I've reached about 40% of my retirement goal. And that is because I have saved and invested consistently over a long period of time. And another timely lesson is living below your means. What this simply means is stop comparing your life to other people. Just because everyone is doing something does not make it right for you. Identify what you need to live on. Identify what makes sense to you and stick to it. The greatest problem we have as individuals, I think this is internationally, is the lifestyle creep. And then social media, of course, makes it worse.
Social media.
You feel like your age mates are living a certain lifestyle that they're displaying on social media. So because you want to look like you're not the one that is, the black sheep, you try to inflate your lifestyle, and then you cannot afford. Then you're in a cycle of debt, and that mindset cannot accumulate you wealth. So learning to be comfortable in your life, learning to be comfortable with what you have, is a clear principle that was stated in this book. And once you reach your retirement goals, then you're able to realize that the people you were admiring start admiring you now, because they have nothing to live on to. They spent everything they had in the moment. So it's very key. Live below your means. Be comfortable with your lifestyle without having to explain it or defend it to anyone else.
It's my life.
Another timely principle that is stated in this book is make your money work for you. Learn the art of making your money work for you. Once your money works for you, not only does it redeem your time, but also your money is able to multiply further than if all your investments were depending on you. So he highlights the importance of investing in pooled resources, whether these are unit trusts or, your circle, whatever avenue you have where you have a number of people pulling resources together. So once your money starts to work for you, don't pull out the interest. Let the interest work further for you. He makes the analogy that let your money work for you. The children who are the interest, they also need to work for you. Then the children's children, who are the grandchildren, also need to work for you. So you need to look at your money in terms of generations. The first generation is your principal. The second generation is your first profit. Then the third to the fourth to the fifth to the 10th generation. And once that happens, you're able to redeem your time. A point will reach where you don't have to work anymore, because now your money is working for you. And for me, really, I started to educate myself on what are some of those options in my country that can allow my money to work for me. So right now, because I'm still young, I'm able to work actively. Every money I earn, every difference I get, I'm putting it in those resources that will enable me buy my time 10 years or 15 years from now. So it's very possible. We just need to change our mindset and be able to understand that sometimes we need to build systems and processes in place that do not need your actual time and presence in order for you to earn. And the best analogy is where they say, in your sleep, money is working. But that can only happen if you've already put systems and structures in place. So yes, it's very important to realize that you need to learn how to make your money work for you. In line with that, it's very important that you educate yourself on the different investment opportunities that are available. If you cannot understand an investment, if you cannot recommend it to someone else, then that means that investment is not for you. The role of investments is to grow your income. If your income is not protected, then that means that is not an investment. Instead, it is a money leak, something that is taking money away from your pocket. So the need to educate one on investments cannot be emphasized, because if your investments are not protected, then you will not be in position to accumulate generational wealth or even reach financial freedom like you want to. Then the last one that we always downplay, we talked about the role of insurance. The role of insurance in protecting your investments. And simply this means that in the event that you're not able to work actively, in the event of death, in the event of, anything can happen, how are your investments protected? Are they able to be passed on to the next generation? Or will these be things that will end in your lifetime? If we want to be people who pass on a legacy to the next generation, then we need to be very conscious on protection. Because what good is it to accumulate all this wealth if you're not able to enjoy it at the time that you need it? So protection of investments is a very key component that the richest man in Babylon advocated for. And me as an individual, one of the ways that I'm protecting my investments is through insurance. Like I said, it is something that has a lot of misconceptions and gray areas, but you can be able to educate yourself. What are some of the insurance options you have, and how can you be able to safeguard yourself against eventualities? If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do, because we talk about all things personal finance.